is Mr. LaMalfa for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate working with you, and ever since we've known each other, the first at the beginning of our times in Congress together. So I would like to get Mr. Clark's attention for my questions on this here. So I am basically what we're looking at here in California is the high-speed rail system that's been troubled from the very beginning. But early on in the project, it was constantly accused of not getting minority companies involved. So in 2010, a civil rights coalition claimed only 12 out of 134 prime contractors were minority-owned firms. So last week, the LA Times published a piece going into detail on the impacts it's been having on the communities themselves. We have disadvantaged communities that are seeing issues with the way the system is doing business. So for example, in agriculture, farmers are having their land taken through eminent domain, yet it's taking years and years for them to get paid for it. The project is going through a lot of low-income neighborhoods, just Black neighborhoods, Latino neighborhoods. It took down, in some cases, some very important institutions, like in Fresno, the rescue mission there, for example, which helps a lot of people as a homeless shelter in the Central Valley. And Bakersfield's going to lose a homeless shelter here soon. So the impact on communities is really tough too. So the project is also at some point supposed to go through San Jose. It's going to go right straight through a Latino neighborhood there. So these aren't obviously temporary. They'll be forever as long as the rail's around. So, and so for folks to get compensated, for them to even be heard as to whether this is a good idea to go through their neighborhood and such, like coming back to the Fresno rescue mission, it took 8 years in a lawsuit to get compensated for their being damaged the way they were, being basically eviscerated. So Mr. Clark, and you're experienced in heavy rail. I'd like to see what you think about, anything you've been involved with ever been asked to build tracks through these types of neighborhoods, through these types of shelters and other things that are pretty critical towards the communities we're talking about here? And have they been held accountable for doing that kind of damage?
Well, absolutely. In my initial testimony, I talked about what we did in Chicago. We worked with the Urban League, we worked with the churches, we worked with the community organizations to recruit and vet minorities and women. And again, we took them and trained them on the job training. That's what we gave them. And they ended up working so very well that our prime contractor, who was one of the largest in the world, had to go home for 2 weeks. I mean, they sent us home for 2 weeks so they could catch up with us. Now, we did that because we wanted to make sure the community was one, benefiting with regard to the sort of to the work and opportunities that we could give them, but also to make sure that our reputation was such that we do more than just the work. We try to really make an impact in the community. We try to make sure our workforce looks like our ridership. So everywhere we've gone, not just Chicago, we've done the same in Atlanta. We've done the same with MARTA, the transit organization there. We've done the same at DART. Ms. Williams testified about her 61% minority workforce that was with her joint venture. Well, we did those two the same. This is what we do. We look to make a difference. And when Donald Trump came and tried to take away local workforce hiring, well, they wanted the major companies want to bring in their workers, and not really do anything for the community, you know.
Right, we get that happens around here we have these issues with the fires burning out the communities here in Northern California. And it's really difficult to overcome the barriers of small local companies, you know, no matter their makeup, to overcome the big on that with getting contracts. A relative of mine has a small company and he can hardly break into doing jobs in his unique business in the Bay Area, for example, because it's either you're too small or you're not in a union, for example. So we got issues across the board on that. So do you think, you know, as we've seen with high-speed rail, they pretty much have basically ignored local concerns and don't involve local private companies. Do you think that just lead to even more problems on the California project, or is that, you know, what do you think about that?
Excuse me, but the gentleman's time has expired.
Well, that was fast. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next, we will hear from the